It's one of those days. Okay, so... And my fingers aren't cooperating either. Not usually. Alright, so... Take a quick sip, and I'll start talking. Oh. Alright, actually, I'm gonna do a quick blast and say, hey, we be live now. And then go. Okay. And we'll see if anybody joins us. Okay. You know, it does not tell me anywhere if anyone is watching. Interesting. Oh, I think that's even better. Okay. Alright, I guess. Perfect timing! Just as I decide nobody's coming and I'm going to go ahead and get started. Anyway, our darling Vanna shows up. So. Yes! That is how Vanna always greets me. I love it. Yes. So, since I was planning on doing this ritual today, I did the meditation out of this same book last night, the Phoenix Rising meditation. And I will show you the book again. It is the Witch's Wheel of the Year. And the entire title is The Modern Witchcraft Guide to the Wheel of the Year, from Samhain to Yule, Your Guide to the Wiccan Holidays, by Judy Ann Knock. And it is not just Wiccan holidays, it's generally pagan holidays. Yes, Vanna, that's really how it works. The only one that I am aware of, mind you, I have not flicked through the entire book, but the autumnal equinox was not too long ago, and apparently the Wiccans have named it Mabon, where most pagans are just like, it's the equinox. So, pick. One thing I did forget you were going to want is a pair of scissors to cut the thread with. Okay, so the ritual is a set yourself free, and you know what, I'm going to move the cauldron. Yes, I'm actually using my cauldron. Shaka. Set it up. Set the rose quartz here, so it's handle. It's heavier. There we go. Plus, this way I can now read the book. Yep, as usual, I did zero preparation for this. So, it says, remembering Andromeda's narrow escape, use the energy and inspiration of the stars to break through your own psychic bondage and release yourself from figurative chains that may be holding you back. Samhain is an ideal time for taking an inventory of life and releasing old patterns that may no longer prove useful to you. Start by gathering your tools. You will need red thread or yarn, cotton, natural fiber, an athame, matches. I don't generally use matches, but I have my trusty lighter, and if that one doesn't work, we will flame on. And a fireproof container, because we will be burning things. Yes! Burn, baby, burn! Oh, sorry. Oh, Little FYI, trivia of the day. For those of us who are old enough, they rebooted it, but today is Beavis of Beavis and Butthead's birthday. He is 44 today. I feel old. Oh wait, he's a year younger than me, so hey. Okay, so what we are going to do now, is, there we go. Please cooperate. I mean, my goddess. Okay, we are going to take our red yarn, and once I figure out where the end is, that is not the end I want. You know what? I may have made a mistake. Is anybody who knows me surprised that, I may have made a mistake here? I honestly thought about doing this step before I went live, but I figured, no, it's part of the spell, so, do it with you guys. It says to cut it in 9-inch lengths. I personally think that's probably a little long. So what I am going to do, this is how I made friendship bracelets at a friend's birthday party at a very young age. I am going to figure that's about long enough to go, because we're going to tie them around our wrists. Maybe that is about 9 inches. Now I'm curious. Yep. Okay, so we are going to snip. And what it says is, cut it into 9-inch pieces. It is important that you choose a natural substance for this exercise. Avoid synthetics like acrylic and polyester. I did warn you of that. As you knot the ends of each piece of yarn together, forming a circle, give each one a name, something in your life that you feel is holding you back. Perhaps a past hurt that you have been dwelling on. Maybe you have some regrets in life. Whether it is pain or grief or regret that binds you, it is now time to lay these down. It takes a certain kind of strength to carry a burden, but even greater strength to cast it away. So how many spoons do we think we're going to use? Oh, I'm going to take 3, magic of 3, and use them. Oh, there we go. Snippy snip. Pick that up so the cat doesn't decide to play with it later. There. Nice, sweet girl. Okay. One moment. She left the door open. Okay. Now that we have trimmed our threads, we shall use as many or as few pieces as you need. Okay, so first we have to knot them. Did I do that right? Yes. Okay. We are supposed to knot them one at a time. Okay. Okay. As you knot the ends of each piece of yarn together, forming a circle, give each one a name. So, this one will be financial stress. I can do this, I swear. Maybe I should not have chosen something that required intricate manual dexterity when my fingers are not necessarily behaving. Okay, we have financial stress. And we slipped that one. And it says it says put them around your wrist and tell them specifically. Okay. Financial stress. For me, I have carried you long and far. Your burden has been my teacher, and I accept your lessons. Now I summon the strength to release you, for your presence serves me no longer. Giving a rat's flying fig about what other people think of me. We are going to tie you into a circle. Okay. And now, giving a rat's flying fig about what other people think of me, I have carried you long and far. Your burden has been my teacher, and I accept your lessons. Now I summon the strength to release you, for your presence serves me no longer. And relationships that have run their course, but I am holding on to out of a misguided sense of loyalty. I have carried you long and far. I now release, I think. Your burden has been my teacher, and I accept those lessons. Now I summon the strength to release you, for your presence serves me no longer. Now comes the fun part. It says to take your athame and begin cutting through the circlets. As the blade is dull, you can see my blade is kind of dull. It was sharp once upon a time. That's the whole point. This will be no easy task. Be persistent, and as you cut away your symbolic bonds, imagine yourself separating from your actual bonds. Nothing worth doing is ever easy, and this small struggle is representative of something much greater. The individual, which is you, accepting responsibility and influence over the events of life, which is magic. All right, so here we go. I am releasing those bonds that have held me for so long. There we go. That worked fairly well. So, you see, I have cut the strings. Now, when your bonds have been cut, light them with the matches and burn them in your cauldron, saying, I send you back to the Dark Mother to be consumed by the flames of transformation. You are purified and changed forever in this fire, reduced to your pure and simple essence. You are no longer bound to me. I send you back to the Mother, and away you will go, that something new and blessed in me shall grow. So, I'm actually going to drop this a little closer and use my cauldron to hold it open now. The ultimate question, do I burn it just this way, or do I fold it in half and start it? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it this way. Because, burning things is fun. Remember, children, I have a fireproof container that I am burning this in. You can, not exactly, but you can kind of see I don't have anything flammable here except the book. And I'm going to be very careful to keep the threads away from the book. When using fire, please be careful. And also, if you're, a child watching, do this with adult supervision. I should have said that before getting the knife out, too. But, common sense. Please use some. Common sense ain't so common. Okay, so here we go. I send you back to the Dark Mother. Hot. I send you back to the Dark Mother to be consumed by the flames of transformation. You are purified and changed forever in this fire, reduced to your pure and simple essence. You are no longer bound to me. I send you back to the Mother, and away you will go, that something new and blessed in me shall grow. Now, we wait. All right, we have finished burning. Cotton thread burns quickly. Ooh, smell that burned cotton. When the flames subside and the cauldron cools, gather the ashes in a small pot. Well, my cauldron is a small pot. And take them outside. Determine which way the wind is blowing and stand with the wind at your back. Blow the ashes into the air, let them dissipate and vanish. Prepare yourself to make a new start. And that is the sum total of today's ritual. No, if you didn't hear, he asked if I wanted him to pitch it out the window. While that would normally be a lovely idea, there's a tent right outside that window. Yup. Otherwise that would work. Yep. So, that is our ritual. Let us, now I'm going to read you a little bit out of the book about Samhain. Oh, let me look. Your journey into the Wheel of the Year begins on October 31st with Samhain, the Witch's New Year, and the midpoint between the autumnal equinox and the winter solstice. This child. Oh, come on. I have music playing and I'm trying to turn it off. Screw it.
Accidentally turned it up twice.
Probably. Oh well. Oh wait, here we go. Click that. Because honestly, the music is not necessarily suitable to what I'm reading, and it's very distracting now. Bird. So, the word Samhain is Irish, meaning summer's end. Samhain represents the third and final harvest of the year, where the remaining produce is stored to provide nourishment during the coming winter. In addition to the storing of winter provisions, Samhain also had agricultural significance in other ways. In Ireland, it was the day on which pigs were killed and when cattle were moved from the mountains into protected pastures for the winter. The identification of Samhain with the beginning of the new year comes from the Celtic tradition of each day beginning at sundown. Just as each Sabbath festival begins on the eve of the celebrated day, so too does the year begin with the advent of winter. In addition to archaeology, early Irish accounts suggest Samhain was a festival when alcoholic beverages were consumed. Fun! Several great legends that include references to intoxication are all said to have occurred on Samhain. Among them are the Fé Timró, inauguration of kings, and the adventure of Nera. Remnants of wine or ale-making equipment have been unearthed, but curiously, no accompanying storage vessels like those often found in Greece. This suggests that the harvest grain was fermented and then consumed throughout the Samhain season. On Samhain night, it is believed that the dead walk and that fairies cavort, causing both magic and mayhem. In Ireland, a great bonfire was lit on the hill of Tlachta, which was the funeral site for the progeny of Partholon, one of the first divinities of the land. Samhain is the time of the I suck at pronouncing Gaelic words. I am so sorry. The
Don't
crone
speak it.
who rules the
I
winter
got the
season.
accent, but not the language, so don't ask me.
Yep. Offerings and sacrifices were made in her honor. Okay, so there is often a great feast for Samhain, because, as stated, Samhain is when we gather the produce and the harvest for the coming winter, and because it is believed the dead walk the earth, because the veil is so thin, Samhain is also a time to honor the ancestors. Do not get Halloween, Samhain, and Dia de la Muerte confused. Dia de la Muerte is a Mexican holiday where they honor, at least, not exactly worship, but they honor the ancestors.
I mean, shouldn't they are related in a lot of ways?
They are related, but they are not the same. The belief that the dead walk the earth, or that the veil is at its thinnest at this time of year, is a fairly universal belief. And so, Samhain is also, in fairy lore, the night of the wild hunt, a notorious and rambunctious ride when scores of fairies come racing out from within their hollow hills to wreak havoc throughout the towns. If you did decide as a mere mortal to venture out during the wild hunt, it was only under the auspices of a protective charm such as salt or iron. The Fae cannot touch iron. Turning one's clothing inside out was another way to protect yourself against fairy mischief. Fairy lore claims that a stone with a natural hole through it, dry but found near water, a hagstone, would enable the wearer to enter the fairy realm and return from it unharmed. This same type of amulet was also believed to protect horses. Perhaps it was the practice of wearing charms for protection that led Samhain to become a night for divination. Many different methods of divination were used by the Celts in order for young girls in particular to learn the name of their future husband. Others sought to get a glimpse of the future and obtain information about a future occupation. Some of the techniques they used included burning nuts in the hearth fire and making assumptions based upon which nuts exploded and which did not. Makes me think of popcorn too. Pouring molten lead into cool water and interpreting the shapes that formed in order to get clues about a future occupation. And the baking of Sodog Valú, or dumb cakes. This is one of my favorites. A Manx Gaelic custom involving cakes which were baked directly on top of the embers of the fire. Eating the cake in silence was thought to encourage prophetic dreams in young women seeking to learn the identity of their future husbands, provided they left the room without turning their back on the fire. Babies born on Samhain were thought to possess divinatory power and were often treated with special respect as well as fear. Samhain is also the time when rituals were held to honor the dead, benevolent spirits were beckoned and tempted with favorite foods that they enjoyed during life, and malevolent spirits were banished and kept away. The origin of the jack-o'-lantern is rooted in the belief of wandering spirits and ghosts. The lantern's glow was meant as a beacon for the spirits of the dearly departed, while the terrible faces carved therein were meant to frighten away any spirit with ill intentions. And that also, okay, I gotta read some more because I'm wondering if trick-or-treating is mentioned. Okay, there is our setting ourselves free, astrological influences, the story of Tam Lin, which I may read Monday or Tuesday with my daily draw. Tuesday, I think Monday I'll do Tam Lin. Tuesday I have a meditation for descending to the realm of Hecate, whatever Hecate. A ritual for remembering the dead. that I can share if anyone is interested. It's a rather long one, which is why I did not choose to do it today. I don't believe this mentions trick-or-treating. We have a dead supper. One way to acknowledge an old custom is with a modern recipe. Set out a dead supper for wandering spirits on Samhain night, Tuesday night this year. Discarnate spirits and the fallow earth are within the realms of Hecate, the crone goddess of wisdom from the Greek pantheon. Honor her at this time as well. You will need 2 mixing bowls, 3 knives, 2 dull, 1 sharp, a cookie sheet, a pastry brush or a new paintbrush that you can use on food, 3/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, an 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 3/4 cups flour. I will not say the whole wheat because, well, we're going to take gluten-free people into consideration, like me. 2 1/2 teaspoons baking powder, 3 tablespoons honey, 1/3 of a cup of butter, 2 eggs divided, 1/2 cup of pomegranate seeds, a tablespoon of water, and 4 to 6 tablespoons of heavy cream. And then you're going to eventually cut about 15 small diamond shapes. We're going to paint the pastry with the eggs so that they turn nice golden brown. Then place the cakes along with a chalice or glass of dry red wine, or alternately cranberry or pomegranate juice, on your doorstep next to your jack-o'-lantern, and say these words, which are in the book here. If in the morning the cakes and wine are gone, you could take this to mean that spirits visited you during the night. If they remain at light of day, pour the wine or juice as a libation into the earth and crumble and scatter the cakes to feed the birds.
Or it might have been stray cats, but given the nature of cats, that might well be the same thing.
That's true. I mean, I would not be surprised if some of the neighborhood cats are reincarnated spirits. So, that is our ritual for Samhain this year. I am hoping to be able to do, a ritual for most of the Sabbats. I wanted to do something for the equinox, and well, plans got sidetracked. I will.
That might have been my doing.
It was.
All right.
It's okay. I have some ideas for Tuesday. Also, it is the full moon. There was a lunar eclipse today that unfortunately those of us here in the western side of the earth did not manage to get to see. But because of the full moon, please, if you are witchy enough, do not forget to put your moon water and your crystals out tonight because, lunar eclipse, full moon, and the veil being so thin because Tuesday is Samhain, you are going to get some really good charge. Oh, yeah. They're going to be happy crystals. I am pretty sure that was everything we needed to cover today. So, you're putting your makeup on and you want your money back. Okay. Oh, dear Vanna, I love you. You can replay the video later. I will download it and hopefully get it uploaded to YouTube, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it. Wow. And as usual, it went fast. We started at 3 and it is 3:29. I'm impressed. So, put your moon water and crystals up tonight. Have a nice chill day tomorrow, and Monday I will see you at 2 o'clock my time, Pacific, for our daily draw. And Tuesday, I will have the daily draw and maybe something else Halloweeny-ish. Halloweeny. Sergeant. Anyway.
Weenies.
Yep. We should have beans and weenies for Halloweeny. Yeah. So, that is everything I have for you wonderful magical peoples. And with that, I will say have a fabulous, blessed day, magical day, and I will see you all Monday. Love you.